Hello everyone, here we are for the Pennzoil Cup Series, Season 2, Race 19 at Las Vegas, and this is our third chase race of the season, and it's getting down to the point where you gotta get consistent finishes from here on out, because that one person could be getting the lead that you'll never be able to catch up with. An example is last year with Jake Booker, had the lead in the first race and ran away with it the rest of the season. The drivers underneath first place, Zach Kamosky, cannot let that happen here today. Anyways, this is only the third race. There are 8, but you can't let the lead get too far out of hand here today, so you can't have a bad race. Anyways, let's get your starting lineup on the board. Ryan Dunn and Kyle Singer occupy it. In row 2, Michael Kraft, Derek Petrie. Petrie starting 4th as the first chase driver. Row 3, Jack Newman and Nick Purisles. Row 4, Zach Kamosky and Addison Steinback. Row 5, Rick Witt, last week's winner, and Kyle Collins. Row 6 has Daniel Voiles and Michael Jones. Row 7, Webster Zygarde and 4-time winner, Jay Durrell. Row 8 has Cody Russell and Jay Barker, number 2. Row 9 has Giovanni Barraza and AJ Davidson driving for Malley Motorsports. Row 10, last year's champion Jake Booker and Jesse Dalton. Row 11, Zach Kamosky and Brian Boone. Row 12, Jose Vaquez, the Rookie of the Year points leader, and Addison Steinback. Row 13, Brian Lenning and Gary Weaver, the first chase driver to be eliminated. Row 14, Ethan McDowell and Kevin Ulrich. Row 15, Fernand Gabat and Blaine Hughes. Row 16 has Nicholas Samudio and Eric Willis, excuse me. Sorry about that. Row 17, Aaron Lukes and Sam Rogers. Row 18, Arsh Hossain and Joseph Strickland, really bad starting spots for the GT Motorsports guys. Brock McMahon and Cooper Simon make up row 19. Row 20, Peter Mitzkoffer and Sergio Arvin Alonso. And row 21 has Aaron Allen and Matthew Brown. Here are the people that did not qualify for the race, including 2 of the Double T Motorsports Toyotas. Anyways, we're gonna get on board and get this race started, and its green flag is out. And Ryan Dunn is going to take him down into turn 1, the Adobe Chevy. Currently no word on whether Adobe will be coming back at all. In fact, no word on what sponsorship will be on that car next year. But Dunn's plan to come back to National Racing next season. Already out of the chase though, however, which is a major disappointment. Behind him, Michael Kraft is bearing down on him. He won't even be coming back at all. And he's already out of the chase as well. Both of them dropped out last week. Dunn was 16th and Kraft 18th, if I correctly. But these 2 drivers are super fast, and they're showing that they did not deserve to be wrecked out, taken out of the chase that early on. Looking at Jack Newman, one of the high qualifiers for the chase drivers here. Newman's actually 2nd in points right now, which is a very different terms of where he finished last year. He actually finished last in the chase, so definitely a step up from this year. Oh, we got a wreck! And that's the 53 car of Derek Petrie, and chase implications play into hand. Derek Petrie is 4th coming in here to this race, and he's going to be caught up in a wreck. I think Daniel Voiles is involved. There's the wreck, as Voiles is just going to turn the 53 into the wall, and who gets involved? I saw AJ Davidson, Brian Lenning is involved, and here we go. I see Arsh Hossain as well in there. I don't think he got any damage though. But Daniel Voiles going for a wild ride on his lid, but already out of the chase, doesn't matter for him. But how about AJ Davidson and Derek Petrie? Both involved. Those drivers, I believe they are 3rd and 4th in points, but that's still going to hit them hard. And we're going to see pit stops, more problems on pit road. Michael Kraft and Brian Lenning are going to have an exchange of words, as basically Brian Lenning already fed up with being involved in the wreck, so he's going to cut off Michael Kraft, and Kraft is basically caught up in that. Kraft is going to lose his 2nd place spot as we go back to green flag racing, as Ryan Dunn still occupies the top spot. Wow, that was carnage, but back racing again. Ryan Dunn, actually, his season has gone a lot worse than it has been last year. He did finish higher this year so far in points, even though he's already out. He finished even worse last year, but at least he had 3 wins. I know the season isn't up yet, and he has a shot winning here today, but the 9 car only winning so far at California earlier this year. That's not how the 9 car imagined his season going. but he did have a pretty good year all year long. Just not the finishes he exactly wanted after having last year. But how about Rick Witt? Talk about a guy whose season kind of just took a turn for the better, having a terrible season all year long, but coming back to win last week at Charlotte was definitely a confidence booster for the 68 team. And he looks like he's taking it pretty proudly right now because he's just moved into second. But look at Nick Purcell's in the 00 car. AOL kind of confirming that they will not be sponsoring as much on that car anymore due to financial issues next year. However, Z-Line, a new sponsor, will be on board that car next year. Looking back in the field at chasers that are doing pretty rough, we saw Arsh Hossain. He looked like he was caught up in a wreck, but he just slowed down behind the cars to avoid getting hit. Good job by Arsh Hossain, but he's still not running too well. He's one of those guys in the bubble too, so he's got to look out. We see Michael Jones. He's not exactly on the bubble, but he could use a good finish here. Aaron Lukes is also close to the bottom, but Zach Komoski, how about him? The Peak Toyota, taking the points lead, and I don't think anyone saw that coming at all. But he's also running in the back, although he has really no reason to fear. He has more to lose than to win right now. But here's your four-time champion. We see the 43 of Durrell. This year has been amazing for him compared to last year. And I bet he can't wait for Watkins Glen coming up here in a few races, since he's the master at road courses, it seems. You see Jake Booker on the inside passing him. That's last year's champion, also running pretty well. We see Brian Lenning, however, in the back here. No hood on that 22 car. It's become a frustrating year after a good first place finish, as Charlotte did not go any better for that team. We're looking at Hergio Arvin Alonso. He's actually riding right behind Blaine Keys. Now, this would not normally be a interesting situation, but these two teams have gone at each other pretty intensely, and the series officials have actually taken notice into this this argument, and they've actually taken action, putting both these drivers on suspension and on probation, and the two really can't race each other hard. And what are they doing right now? Well, kind of racing. You also saw another PRD car behind Alonso. That was Eric Willis. Back up front, however, here's your New Hampshire winner, Zach Cars. So far, Rick Witt and Zach Cars have been the two chase winners, but here's Rick Witt right here. They've been the two chase winners, but neither of them were chase drivers. So currently, we have not had a driver who was in the chase win so far. And you see Rick Witt currently out front. I don't see Ryan Dunn. I think they might have passed Ryan Dunn by now. So Rick Witt and Nick Purcell's actually fighting for the lead right now. But these two drivers are actually not in the chase either. So, I mean, we might see a trend fall up here again today. How about rookies, though? We haven't been talking about the rookies that much, but they definitely deserve some mention here, as the 51 car is definitely worth mentioning. Almost made it to the chase. There's actually Ryan Dunn right there, so Dunn has slipped back a lot. We'll have to get some radio communication to see why exactly he's falling back so much. But the 51 of Jose Vequez is currently leading the rookie year points. He's just trying to survive currently right now after missing last week. We're looking at some more chasers running up front. This time it's Jay Barker and Webster Zygarde. They're the top two chasers right now in the field, running third and fourth, I believe. Cody Russell, you see running back in sixth. The Oreo Chevy also having a good time. Oh no, and we see Jack Newman. It looks like he's slow on the track. It could be a mechanical issue. We're going to have to check out back in with the team, but looks like the 7's going to have another mechanical issue, referring to last season when he blew a motor at New Hampshire, which got him out of the chase. I don't believe any other drivers had a mechanical issue so far in the chase season, but Jack Newman's pretty much been plagued with bad luck again. However, he is in pretty good hands right now, being second in points, so I don't think he has to worry too much. We're going to see pit stops happening as two drivers peel off from the group, and the next lap by, we see a lot more coming. However, Eric Willis decides at the last second that he wants to come in. I don't think that was a legal pass there, Eric, as he kind of went through the grass. Most likely a black flag will be handed out to 58. He'll have to make a pass-through penalty. Nick Purcell's gonna... Oh, what's this? Hergio Arvin Alonso stopped on the inside. And the track mandates that you cannot go up on the banking. while you're going through turns 1 and 2, Hergiel's just holding up the line on the inside. And there he goes. Now he's smoking, so it looks like he definitely has a problem. But why isn't he getting off to the inside? And Hergiel being a nuisance once again, but this time for the entire field. And you see everyone going on the backstretch now is able to avoid it. And oh, Michael Kraft ran in the back of the 43 car. And more wreckage, the 37 is going to get involved. And now the 37 of Kyle Singer is involved, and he is smoking. And I'm sure he's going to have a few choice words to say about that, as that was incredibly incompetent by the 8 car. I cannot believe that just happened, and that's going to put a lot of cars a lap down. In this series of events, Matthew Brown is going to come out with the lead and Jake Booker second. And this is incredible because these two drivers are up front. However, they're going to have to come down pit road for not making pit stops. However, they're not going to lose too much ground because the 4 cars in front of them eventually stayed out. Those cars being Brian Lenning, who's actually not even having a hood on the car. Eric Willis, who somehow is back on the lead lap. I believe the black he was saved from the black flag by Hergiel and Alonso, actually. But with Brian Lenning holding up the entire outside line, the inside line of all those cars being a lap down from Hergiel are going to get back on the lead lap. However, now your new leader is Chaser Cody Russell, and he's trying to run down the 47 car. If he could put Michael Jones, if he could put Michael Jones down a lap, that will help him out because Michael is actually a chaser as well, and that's just more points going to Cody right there. But Russell is actually in for pretty much for pain, as Matthew Brown, the rookie's coming in behind him. He's showing what the fresh tires can do. I doubt that the 77 can actually make it all the way on this one taking gas, as he still hasn't come down yet. We see Jose Viquez in Double C Motorsports Toyota. He's also running up in the front now. These two rookies we saw earlier running together, however, kind of separated, but both of them are still on the lead lap. On the inside, Webster Zygarde's still on the lead lap, as well as Nick Purcell's in the 00 car. So a couple cars feeling fortune, but a lot of them, because of Hergiel, are going to be stuck a lap down. Rick Witt was one of the guys that were kind of hurt by this. Hopefully we won't see this coming back, as bad luck strikes Rick Witt. He's back in 11th, currently right behind Giovanni Barraza, which I believe is on the lead lap. It's actually very difficult to tell who's on the lead lap and who isn't, just because there's so much diversity. And we see Gary Weaver. This is actually a battle furthest back in the lead lap pack. Weaver is on the lead lap, as well as Srigley and Eric Willis. But you see, Eric Willis he just has such worn tires that he's already fallen to the back. And maybe it's a little bit more than that, but I don't know. Maybe it's just those tires. Jay Barker, though, is going to go on the inside of Cody Russell, and the Vans Chevy is still on the lead lap, and he's still looking strong as the 2 car trying to get his 4th win of his career. 3rd official win, at least, because he got one at the All-Star race. The 2 cars been very strong, and I'm sure he was showing National Racing very well. If you remember, he actually made the chase last year, the Final 4 to be exact. It didn't get really far as he finished 4th. Points after it all. But behind him, Webster Zygarde, he got pretty high as well. Can't exactly state an exact number for the 12 team. But currently they've been doing very, very well. However, by the time chase season had come, it kind of seemed like the 12 was falling off. That did not cease to present itself, as he was 19th after race 1, but he's managed to claw his way up and having a good race here again today. Jay Barker, however, coming to the end of the race, currently out front, but the teams are debating. Will they have enough fuel to get back around? Cody Russell has pulled his car to the inside, and the 2 car is now coming down pit road as well. And I don't think Jay Barker has enough gas. Webster Zygarde coming down as well with Kevin Ulrich. And I was just saying Cody Russell actually had pulled his car down a couple laps earlier. He couldn't make it, and looks like most of the leaders couldn't either. Cooper Siron having problems as well in his pit stop. And it doesn't look like he's going to have a fun time, though. But how about this? Matthew Brown. He actually came in a lap later than everyone. That's why he restarted the race 5th, and now he's out front. I believe the team is going to try to make it back. He only has 1.5 laps left. Coming out of turn 4. He's going to commit to it. Nikita Rizkov behind him is a lap down, but he's running 4th as it stands. He's going to try to come home 4th. White flag is in the air for the Mustang. Can he make it back around? Further back in the field, Jose Viquez trying to make it as well. Addison Steinback, that's your top 4, and all of them are rookies. Actually, you see Addison Steinback in front of the 21 in that last scene. Anyways, through 3, it looks like he's not holding up. The 21, I believe, can make it from here. And he can. Still gas in the tank. Out at turn 4, and Checkered Flag waits for the rookie Matthew Brown for DW Motorsports, and the Ford Mustang is going to go to victory lane. And what an event for the rookie, as Matthew Brown will be the first rookie this season to get a win, and it will come in race 19 at Las Vegas. And Matthew Brown had a couple really good runs before this, but man, I didn't think he was going to get a win, but he just did. But how about this? Look at your top 5. Look at it. Sam Rogers, sure, he has a win, but really he hasn't been all that good this year. All these guys are pretty much classified as rookies, as Sam Rogers ran only a couple races last year, but he's still qualified as a regular driver for the season. But the top 5, that is an impressive top 5. And here's the middle field here. Most of these drivers had to come down for gas, as well as some of the ones on the first page didn't catch where Jay Barker finished. But looking down, Zach Harris finishes 18th, Rick Witt 15th after leading a lot of the race. Still a pretty good finish though for the 68 car. Not exactly bad luck, but I just call this a crazy race, as this was pretty insane. Blaine Keys and Gary Weaver, the Hoffman Motorsports teammates, finishing in that group as well. Going down through the board, 8 cars DNF'd this race, all the way up to Kyle Singer, 35th. Brian Lenning without a hood finished 34th, and Cooper Sauron, with whatever happened on pit road, they're going to finish 33rd. I bet they're banging their heads against the wall. But Jack Newman as well, he had problems with that number 7 car early on, and he really couldn't get him fixed until it was too late. He finishes 31st, as well as bad points day for Michael Jones. However, here's the people that are not left in this chase, and I see both JT Motorsports cars are out of the chase. 13th and 14th on the board with 73 and 65 points, and look at that! By 1 point, Arsh Hossain is going to miss continuing in the chase. And by how many points? If he had 2 more points, he would have been 10th place, as 10th, 11th, and 12th are all tied on points. Excuse me, but that is insane. You see Addison Steinback also eliminated with 55. But Jay Barker is going to top the board, and the points are only getting more interesting. How about the Rookie of the Year point standings, though? Matthew Brown, even though he won, he's not going to catch Jose Viquez that much, because Jose finished 2nd, and now Jose is in the 400s on points. And talk about a dominant rookie season. The next highest is almost 100 points under him. That's Joseph Strigley. He's actually started the season with the lead. But Jose has really shot out of a cannon in this middle part of the season. Anyways, here's the remaining 12, as we have seen a lot of drivers fall. So far, 8 of them. We got 12 more to left in the series. 11 more to eliminate, and 1 to crown champion. Who will it be? I don't know yet. We still got a lot of big names in there. However, we'll see you next time at Minnesota, where we continue our chase season. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.